Hello. Today it's going to be all about dating and boundaries. Three things that I would like to focus on. First, when should you start dating? Second, know what you desire. And third, three dating boundaries. But before we move in there, some preliminaries first. 87% of young adults plan on being married, and 82% out of that plan on being married for life. Nobody marries anybody just by chance. You look forward, plan, meet, and things happen. Dating as a Christian is not a passing time thing. Dating is a serious, crucial thing for us. It is like tasting the waters to see if things will spark, to see if there are common ground and if things will work out well with you, whether you can form a deeper, meaningful, intimate relationship, right? In Genesis chapter 2, verse 18, God Himself said, "It is not good for a man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." And through dating, we search, we find people whom we feel might be compatible, whom we will eventually choose to settle down with. As young people, if you are planning on being married, you should remember that the person whom you choose to marry, your life partner, your spouse, will be your greatest inheritance. That person will be the most important person in your life next to choosing Christ as your personal Savior. So you should be making this choice with a lot of precaution, with a lot of right thinking, right knowledge, okay? So with that, let's move to the first point, which is when should you start dating? Let me give you two facts. The first one is only 2% of high school lovers end up marrying each other. The other way of saying this is 98% of high school lovers never end up marrying each other, okay? The second is the earlier you start dating in terms of age, the earlier you lose your virginity before graduation. I think these are good facts to be kept in mind, right? Now in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, we know that it says there is time for everything, a time for every season under the sun. And so eventually time will come for you to date and you will know when the time is right. There is wisdom in waiting to date, to be matured enough till you can handle a healthy dating relationship. You will understand this more as I continue to say some other things. So this front part of the brain, the prefrontal cortex. This brain is responsible for helping us make logical, rational, critical decisions. And this part of the brain is fully developed, fully matured only by around 25 years. Now, I do not mean that you need to be waiting till you're 25 to start dating. What I mean is there is wisdom there. The idea is to wait till you're matured enough, okay? Now, when we are young, when we are in our teen years or early adulthood, love is an emotion, isn't it? Love is a fiery feeling. It's attraction. It's one gland calling out to the other. So, and love is blind, as we say, right? But then as we move on, as we mature, as we grow, we realize that love is not blind. Why is it so? That's because our brain, by the time as we mature, we come to realize, like we come to see everything together as a whole and not just the emotions playing its part, okay? One of the reasons why teenagers and young adults end up making regretful choices in their early dating relationships is also because of this reason. Because at that point of time, their rational brain is not fully developed and they are moved by the emotion. And we know that when we are under the influence of the emotion, of the feeling alone, where there is no rationality, then we tend to regret things later on, isn't it? We know that life does not stop with teenage years or early adulthood, but then we move on, we live on. So it is good to just pause, just think ahead, and then make sure that when you look back at your life, you don't regret, okay? So that's what I would leave you with. The second point is know what you desire. Our brain is like a magnet. We draw what we perceive, what we desire. So it is good to have a list of expectations so that you know when those expectations are met, okay? I think I'm also saying this from my own life experience. So when I was a young girl, I knew that I wanted to be married to a man who was 5 to 7 years older than me, someone who was a God-fearing gentleman and from the same community. So these were the very basic foundational expectations that I had from my future life partner. As I grew and my calling for ministry was confirmed, I also somehow knew that I wanted to be married to a theologian so that we can serve together. And just before we met, the time when I knew that we were going to meet, there was a gut instinct in me that told me that the person that I was going to meet will be the one for me. So that was another thing. Then, as I moved on and pursued my studies while I was having this counseling class, I also wanted my better half to be a counselor. Now, at that point of time, my husband, the present husband, of course, I have only one husband. So, my husband was not into this field, into the field of counseling, but somehow God had his way of working out things together, and he ended up in this field. So I know that it did took us time. It took maybe around 7 years for us to, narrow down our choices and to choose one another. But then I definitely know that the person that I'm with, my husband, is the person that I've prayed for, I have waited for, I have expected for. This does not mean that he is perfect or I am perfect. We are just as human as any other people. We have our own set of flaws, but then, there is a sense of comfort, a sense of peace in knowing that I have received what I was prepared for. So go ahead and write down your list of expectations. Now, some may agree and some may not agree. Okay, some might say that, if it's meant to be, then it will happen. I don't need to have expectations, or some would say, I don't have any expectations. But then, accept it or not, it is said that we all have our list of expectations. If it's not conscious, it is unconsciously wired in your brain, it's in you, and this is influenced by our family of origin. Okay, so that was the second point. And finally, the third one, 3 dating boundaries. So the first boundary is date someone who is a strong believer. Okay, young people might say, oh, that sounds so boring, that's so unromantic. Yes, I totally feel with you, and it might feel like that for you at the moment. But then, as you are looking out for capes, when your foundation is sturdy, when your foundation is strong, then that means that you will go a long way together better. Okay? The infatuation phase will last only for about 2 years. Okay, all these romantic, rosy feelings, it is there, of course, no denying, but then it will wear off. And then when those feelings wear off, what will keep you together, what will keep you going is, one of the ways is one of the best choice is to date someone who is a strong believer, so that you have same conviction, you have beliefs, you have foundational truths set on the Word of God so that your relationship will be thriving and will be moving forward, will be progressing. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second one is date someone whom you know well. Don't be in a hurry to start a relationship. Don't be in a hurry to start dating before knowing someone really well. It is always a good idea to be friends first before you start dating one another. In that way, you are not being artificial with one another. In that way, yeah, you know who that person really is, how he or she is when they are around other people, people of different classes, people of different life experiences, okay? And it will speak more about them. You will know them more in a brighter light, and that will set a good stage for your dating relationship. So date someone whom you really know well. And finally, the third boundary, when you are dating, make sure that you have physical boundaries. By that I mean from holding hands to other intimate acts, okay? Now we are living in an age where our society is becoming permissive, and we talk about safe sex, right? It seems like so orthodox not to be talking about relationship and sex, right? But then, as Christians, for us, sex is to be utilized only within the boundary of a committed married relationship. And no amount of knowledge, no amount of ideology, no amount of advancement can convince us of the fact that it is that sex is a boundary, and beyond that, no, we say no to that, right? So, and God has a plan and a purpose why He has kept sex within that boundary. It's for our good, it's for our safety, right? So we need to be mindful of that. When we were in our college days, True Love Waits was very popular and it served us well. So this True Love Waits, it is a commitment to remain sexually abstinent before marriage. And it is a commitment to God, to our parents, to ourselves, to our future spouse, and our future children. So that was a very good thing for us, and I'm sure you know about this True Love Waits. So it's good to have a committed relationship where you honor God and you are willing to keep yourself sexually pure. If you are in a relationship where your boyfriend or your girlfriend, the one whom you are dating, does not agree with you in these terms, if he or she is pushing you for more physical intimacy, then I think that person does not deserve you. And you should not regret walking away from such kind of relationship. Virginity is beautiful and it is the most priceless gift that you can give to your life partner. And you can give it away only once. So you need to make every effort to protect it, to preserve it for the one who deserves it. Okay? So don't just throw it away. That's what I would say. And yeah, some people, they are mistaken sex for love. But let me tell you right away that sex is not equal to love, okay? So you should not buy into the lie that if you love someone, you should be giving away your physical body just like that, okay? That's not the truth. So have physical boundary, protect yourself, protect your sexual purity. That's one of the wisest decision, one of the wisest boundary that you can have for yourself. Okay, so I leave you with those thoughts, and I hope these insights have been helpful, and I wish you a blessed and enjoyable dating journey. Thank you.